I'm Susan Steinberg. I'm the Executive Vice President of the Stuyvesant Town Peter Cooper Village Tenants Association, and I have been living in this very apartment since 1980. What we are proposing is a non-eviction condominium conversion that will enable tenants either to buy their units at an affordable price or to remain as renters if they choose to. There are actually 4 key principles. The first is that rent-regulated tenants can remain without fear of harassment. The second is the preservation of open space of our historic complex and the prevention of new development on it. The third is to improve maintenance and upkeep. And the fourth is to explore public support so that we can establish a set of permanently affordable rental units for future generations of renters. Brookfield has publicly and explicitly stated that they do not intend to sell rent-regulated apartments. But even if the scenario changed, and even if there were a new owner of these rental units, in a non-eviction conversion, those who remain as rent-regulated tenants will have the full protection of rent regulations, and they will have full protection, full rights of succession, full rights of rent renewal. And a third party, a new owner of a rental unit, cannot evict a current resident, either because they want the apartment for themselves or for family use. Within the last couple of years, there has been a lot of discussion about the merits of condo versus co-op. And this really depends on a number of factors, including the size and complexity of the property and the state of the economy. In a condo situation, one owns the actual unit and is responsible for the individual mortgage payments and the real estate taxes. Each owner has a specified percentage of the costs of the common areas, such as halls and grounds like that. And the monthly maintenance covers physical maintenance, operating expenses, and reserves for capital expenditures and cash needs. Co-ops are different in that the owner of a unit isn't really the owner of a unit. They're owners of shares in a cooperative corporation because the lands and the building are owned by the corporation. There is a master, mortgage, and taxes. And so the monthly charges, the carrying charges, have many of the same elements as a condo, except that in addition, there's a pro rata share of the real estate taxes and of the debt service of the underlying mortgage. We studied this extensively and decided on a condo for the following reasons. The management process for a condo is much more flexible than a co-op. It's important to us that owners actually own their unit rather than the share of an underlying mortgage. We feel this is a more stable situation. For example, if a single condo owner defaults, it will have much less of an impact than if the cooperative shareholder defaults. Also, the resale issue for co-op is much more intrusive. Co-op boards can make it very difficult for a new owner. It's really possible for a master mortgage to end up in a state of financial distress. And for those of us who've lived through Tishman Speyer's default, I don't think anybody would want to see that history repeated for our own mortgage.